시작은 달콤하게 평범하게 나에게 끌려 언제나 그랬듯이 먼저 말을 걸어와 감각만 나는 진로 참을 수 없어 no lies 시간이 됐어 shoot the face like 던진 망할 것 같았겠지만 I'm fine sorry 미안해 billboard 미안해 worldwide 아들이 너무 잘 나가서 미안해 엄마
Hello, my name is Yash. I am 21 years old and I'm from India.
My name is Abigail. I'm 21 years old and I'm from the United States.
Hi, my name is Nina. I'm 25. I'm living in Switzerland.
So, my name is Divakshi and I'm 27 years old and my nationality is Indian.
I'm Lucy. I'm 26, unfortunately, and I am Argentinian and Italian, and I live in Italy.
I first got into K-pop in fall of 2018, and this was a period of transition for me when my parents were getting a divorce, and until then, my father had really controlled my media intake, both in, like, when I was a kid, completely controlling it, and then when I was a little bit older and could technically have chosen to listen to and watch different things, I had the mindset that he put into me that all modern music is trash, is basically what he thought. He was super into the Beatles and Neil Young, like basically folk music, bluegrass, old rock and roll, and that was put on a pedestal as this is the best music and everything else is trash. He hated rap, he hated hip-hop, he hated, modern pop music, and so he was like, why would he even listen to that? Why would he bother? But then around 2017, it must have been, when I was 16, I got a car of my own, and that was really the first time I had a space to listen to music on my own, because I didn't get a phone until I was 17, so after I actually got a car. So this was my first space I really had to listen to my own music, and kind of discover what it was that I liked and not just something that he had told me that I should like. So I went to my public library, and at the time I was doing musical theater in school, and I was like, I really like this music, but I only know what we've actually performed. I haven't listened to any other musicals. So I went and I got a whole bunch of musicals, fell in love with musicals. That was my first, this is my music, you know what I mean? And then I started going on Spotify, top 100 charting playlists, and listening through all of that, listening to some classic 90s R&B, some more pop music that I missed out on, because before then really the only pop music that I'd listened to was stuff that would play on the radios if I were in a friend's car or at a party or at the roller rink, blah blah blah. So really listening to what people were listening to today. And when I started doing that, my friends were like, is this the Abby we know? Why are you listening to all this music that you would never have before? But it was really my chance to listen to things that I had never considered could be good, but I was like, okay, this isn't bad. And then I asked two of my friends for a list. Just give me a list of your favorite songs. And these two friends happened to be into K-pop in two different ways. I had one friend who was into K-R&B. She also really liked iKON, so she showed me a lot of that. And then I had another friend who was Japanese, and so every Saturday growing up, she went to Japanese school, and there they would play a bunch of classic early 2000s K-pop, like Super Junior, Big Bang, stuff like that. And so she showed me all of that stuff, and I was like, wow, okay, this is not bad. But it wasn't until Super Junior's Spy that I was like, okay, wait a second, hold on, because that song takes the classic da-na-na-na-da leitmotif of Spy of action movies and made it into a song, and I was like, wait, this is so clever. So I went and I what I do is I deep dive into stuff, so I listened to their whole discography, and I really fell in love with their ballads, with their voices, and I was like, this is some good stuff. And it just led, one thing to another. Started listening to a whole bunch of groups surrounding them and like going and listening to the like second gen playlists and that style.
So I first discovered K-pop in like around 2016, 2017-ish, when I was just randomly on YouTube, and that the feature of autoplay next. So I was listening to some anime theme songs, and just randomly it autoplayed to this Korean song that I had never heard before. And at first I didn't think it was Korean song, but then I found out.
I first heard of K-pop in 2009 when a friend of mine showed me a music video, Lucifer by SHINee. I really liked that kind of music, so I started listening to more boy groups, but K-pop didn't take a very big part of my life until 2020. A friend of mine introduced me to BTS, and I kind of fell in love with the whole package, if I can say that. I liked the values that the members were trying to show in their song, in their interviews, stuff like that. They were also very funny, and I loved the songs they made. So that's what really got me into K-pop.
My roommate told me about it. I was in hostel in college in 2012, and my roommate was a die-hard fan of TVXQ, this group, and that's how I found out about it.
I think my alt group is I have 3 groups I stand really hard. These are ATEEZ, Stray Kids and BTS. Since BTS were the first one I discovered, I think they will always have a special place in my heart. But at the moment, I think my alt group is ATEEZ, and my alt bias is Yeosang, and maybe Ian from Stray Kids too, because I love him too.
Okay, so my alt group is TWICE, 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 and I love them because they are the first song I've ever heard, barring Gangnam Style. Gangnam Style was, I know, everybody's first K-pop song. But other than that, TWICE has been there for me in moments when I did not feel like I was there for myself. TWICE has touched my heart in ways I cannot even imagine. Like every feeling I've ever felt, every insecurity about myself, about love, about understanding, about relationships, everything was in all of TWICE's songs. Likey, Cheer Up, Fancy, Feel Special actually was released on my birthday, and that was like my first comeback for them, where I was an active, understanding, K-pop stan. So I really, really love TWICE. They mean everything to me.
So I have to say still today that Super Junior is my alt group because they were with me since the very beginning, and I had the realization the other day that while I really respect SHINee and TVXQ, I love their music, and I love them as individuals. When I look at Super Junior, it's like family, and I feel very, very comforted by them, and just, I don't know, it's a different vibe, you know what I mean? But yeah, and what do they mean to me? I have gone through different aspects of my life already, even though it's only been, 2018, 19, 20, 21, 22, like 4 or 5 years since I've listened to them. I've gone through different phases of my life and my adulthood listening to their music, and now I associate certain songs with different places I've been to, people I've interacted with, and times in my life. And I'll be listening to Time Slip, their album from 2019, fall of 2019, and all of a sudden I'm walking through the streets of Cuenca, Ecuador, because that's where I was at the time, doing an exchange year, and it's amazing how transformative. It's amazing how supporting music can be, in reminding me of parts of my life that I was in when I was first listening to the music. And yeah, it's a really cool aspect of the way that music works with your brain. And they also just mean happiness to me, mean comfort to me, mean family, like I said. Okay, enough of the sappy stuff.
My alt group, I have 4 alt groups. So there is TVXQ, Super Junior, Shiny. Oh, I mostly stan the ones which debuted in 2004, 5, 8. And yeah, and 80s. These days I like 80s a lot. They mean a lot to me. It's just like a distraction. My life gets really hectic and my work is really stressful. So like it's nice when I see them and just I have fun. Like it's my distraction. I collect because it gives me something to look forward to. So, like, I wait for my mails. I really love it. Like when the postman gives me something, it has an album in it or something. I get to pull my photo cards, my members, the ones I want, everything. It's actually fun. Then organizing your binder, talking to people about it, showing your collection, sharing stuff. And you get to talk to people, so many people worldwide.
Who I collect is Super Junior, obviously, Shiny, TVXQ, a bit of Twice, and I have one Wonho card because I got it with an album, and I'm like, but I can't get rid of it. I'm not gonna collect him, but like, I think that's it. Yeah. Oh, but if you mean who, like, I like members, mostly Yesung of Super Junior and Ryuk. But I have like other people intermittently. I'm kind of a random, like I'll collect whichever card I think is pretty. In Shiny, it's mostly Key because he's been the most accessible to me. Like it's been the easiest to collect him, but also Jungyeon because he's my bias. In Twice, it's Momo and I hate this pronunciation. It's Momo and Jungyeon that I collect, and in TVXQ, it's pretty much everybody because I can't pick. Okay.
I started collecting merch because A, I wanted to support my idols. B, I like pretty things. C, I really like pretty things. And my alt group has some pretty amazing and phenomenal albums. And at first I was like, okay, this is my idol. I have to buy every single thing they produce, to make me feel closer to them. And because I did have the money to spare. So I thought that, okay, this is one way I can support them and, have a collection, because I've always loved collecting. It started off with novels, and now it's K-pop for me. So that's why I do it.
Because I am dumb. Cheers. Yeah, as much as I would like that to be the answer, like, why do you collect? Because I'm dumb. It kind of makes sense in a way that is the answer, but the biggest answer, like the truest answer, would be that it's just a hobby. Nothing more, nothing less. It's like collecting postcards. It's like collecting magnets. It's like collecting baseball figurines or whatever people collect normally.
Okay, so I joined our group chat. The one I'm currently talking about is my ELF group chat. I joined that because Kim Hee-chul has played a very, very important role in getting me into the world of Korea. True, as I said, YouTube Autoplay Next got me listening to Korean songs, but I didn't really understand what they were. I just thought, okay, this is something from Asia, from a country I'm not familiar with, and okay, I like them, this seems nice. Until fast forward to me watching a video named Petal Fairy Kim Hee-chul. And then that just blasted my mind open, and I was like, oh my god, something like this god exists, this saint who's Kim Hee-jul, and he is in a show called Knowing Brothers. Okay, this is a variety show. Oh, this is the concept. Oh, this song was a Korean K-pop song. This was an idol.
When I got into BTS in 2020, I didn't share that with a lot of people because I only shared that with 2 of my friends. I really started to like interact in some fandoms in September this year, September 2022, and it was because of another group, 80s, that I discovered this summer, and it made me want to share with a lot more people, I guess, and I feel a very big sense of community in the K-pop community, but it can also get pretty intense, like fan wars or people being very upset about stuff other people can't do anything about, but they still fight over it. So I'm trying to stay out of all this, take the positive things, like friendships, mutual on Twitter, or also in the trade of photocard or inclusions of albums, stuff like that. So I have a K-pop Instagram and a K-pop Twitter that help me feel close to the community.
The first online community that I was really actively a part of was this WhatsApp group that I found on Instagram, advertised on Instagram, back in 2019, I want to say. It was basically this New Delhi Super Junior fan base. It was like, anyone want to join this WhatsApp group? And I was like, well, I don't know any American WhatsApp group or any kind of group surrounding Super Junior at the time, because I just got social media back in 2018 or 2019. I don't remember which one. It might have been 2019, early 2019, when I first got Instagram. And I was like, okay, so I asked them if I could join, and they were like, yeah, sure. And so I'm not the only foreigner, but it's mostly people from India. And it started out as like, oh, who's your bias? Who do you like? What song's your favorite? But then it developed into, I'm helping this girl navigate getting a master's degree or trying to go to get a master's degree in the US, and we're talking about meeting up sometime next year when she comes for school, and it's talking to people about their day, if they've had a hard day, talking to them, and just supporting each other through life, and not just connecting through K-pop. That was the bridge, but now we have so much more of a deep connection, and I'm still in that group chat. So it's been 19, 20, 21, 22, 4 years since I've been in that group chat, which is kind of wild to think of, and I've gotten to know people without actually having met them face to face so well. I wouldn't have had such an opportunity to meet people from largely India, Malaysia, Mexico, were it not for this group chat. And that just is I talk to my friends and family about them. I'm like, yeah, I have a whole bunch of Indian friends, but one would think that you met people here who are originally from India or something, but no, I mean I've never met these people face to face, but we know so much about each other's lives and we've shared so much, and I feel like it's just such a special kind of way of forming a community that you instantly connect over liking the same music, and that can be a gateway into knowing each other so much more intimately. And I found a similar connection with the online trade sell buy community, which I really got into starting May of this year. And I've already made so many good friends that just do things for me and help me out without having ever known me. And it's we get to know each other through this connection through music, which I just think is absolutely beautiful. And I've had people, send me things for free, things as in albums or posters or just freebies or things that they know will bring a smile to my face. And the fact that they care about me without ever having known me or without, necessarily needing something to reciprocate is just something that is, I think, really beautiful about the communities that we have been able to form. So I'm in several group chats on Instagram for different groups, Super Junior, Shiny, TVXQ. And speaking of TVXQ, I helped form a group chat with Nikki for TVXQ because they were one group that I felt like, okay, I can find Showls, lots of Showls, I can find Elf, but I can't really find any Cassies. And in that WhatsApp group chat I was talking about, there were like 3 or 4 people who were into TVXQ or knew them, right? And so it's like, okay, let's make a group chat. But then they like talked once in a blue moon, and I was like, I want to be able to rant. I feel like I was just like the only one messaging, and I was like, I need another output, right? And so I was like, okay, I'm gonna post about a TVXQ group chat, but I feel like no one's gonna reply. And then I saw Nikki's story. They were like, what if I like form a group chat? Would anybody be interested? And I was immediately like, wait, okay, let's do it. And so we did like a joint post, and then people started commenting, and I was like, what the heck? There are actually Cassies on here. Like, there are actually people who were interested. So that was super exciting. And we've already formed like a pretty close community where we can like do group orders for big items together, and we can talk to each other about things. And I've like met several people who are really fun to talk to and really fun to interact with through the group chat.
For the longest, since I'm working, I have been just listening to music and standing by myself. But in lockdown around 2020, I joined Twitter, and I found so many people loving K-pop. And then I came to Instagram and found more. So yes, it's a whole new world out there. Stan tweet, and yeah, Instagram as well.
This part about K-pop is the community. So the thing is that K-pop without the community and all around it, it would be, again, just music. It would be nothing more than like stunning or, following a Western artist. The main part of K-pop is the community. So forming bonds on Twitter, Instagram. Amino, does Amino still work? I don't know. Back in the days, it was Tumblr mostly. I've made a lot of trades for my collection through Tumblr and through Facebook. Nowadays, it's mostly Twitter and Instagram and TikTok. But yeah, the biggest part is the community. Like,
If you want me back, I'll tell you stop trying. Yeah, you got.
As I said, K-pop is multiple things for me, but it can also be seen as a kind of a safe place, I guess, because of the like parasocial relationship the idols are making us feel through the video and everything. Like, it feels like a little like we know them. I know I don't personally, but that's an image I like, and that's something that can bring me happiness when I'm a little down. They make me laugh, and sometimes they have words that I need to hear. It could be like, I think anyone saying that, but because of all the I don't know how to say that, the work they have done prior to that, it makes me feel good.
Right now, at this moment, K-pop means a world to me. It's the world I live in. It's everything around me. From my good morning messages to late nights. Everything is K-pop for me. It starts off with hello in an EXO group chat, and it ends with good night in maybe a Stray Kids group chat. It's everywhere around me. It's the content I consume, and it's everything.
I do think having my own music, having my, like, being able to form my own identity and my own, like, likes and dislikes, and not let him dictate it, was very important to me. Now I would say it is a way to relax. it is a way to, like, kind of like a safe haven. Anytime I feel like I am having a really hard day, or like I'm really anxious in a situation, I have my music that kind of helped me through a really hard period that still has a very comforting feeling to me, and that can still help me out in situations where I feel really anxious or really stressed or stuff like that. So immediately, if I feel like I'm really losing it, I put in the music and I'm like, okay, you know what? They make me smile. Everything's gonna be okay. And having something that can just instantly make you smile like that, I feel like is really important. And I love so much music, but it's really like the groups that I got into in high school that I formed like an emotional bond to, that really helped to put a smile on my face, to help me calm down. And that's different than just like any kind of music.
It means a lot to me because I love music. I listen to music a lot. So when I found out about K-pop, I just found out a new world and I just stuck to it. Until date, I listen to K-pop a lot.
K-pop, I'm not gonna say that K-pop saved my life or that K-pop is all my life. There are a lot of people that have that as a reason, and it's of course valid. I don't want to invalidate anyone's opinion or anyone's feelings, but to me, K-pop is just music. The thing is, in my family, music has run in our veins since forever. My mom used to do a lot of singing competition. My dad was in a band and he wanted to become famous. And I've been singing my whole life. So music is just an essential part of my life that I will probably never give up. And K-pop is just a part of it. I have to admit that K-pop is not just music. It's also a big part, like the community plays a big part in it. So thanks to K-pop, I made some amazing friends that I still have to these days. There's specifically one friend that, I've had that friend since I think 2015, and she's still one of my all-time best friends. She's amazing, and I'm so glad I met her through K-pop.
You stop trying.